Hey y'all, no here. Well, it finally stopped raining. I spent the night in a motel in Anchorage last night. I thought I'd give myself a little uh, treat. So we're making the curve around Anchorage, and so now we're heading north towards Denali. Uh, Planning on going to Hatcher's Pass today. The roads are clear up there. Most of the trails still have snow on them, but they say it's a nice drive, so I'm going to give it a try and see what's going on there. It's not raining right now. It's cloudy, a normal Alaska morning. So if I see anything interesting on the way, I'll try to video it for you. But otherwise, I'll see you when we get to Hatcher's Pass. In case you didn't figure it out, that was not Hatcher's Pass. That was actually in the Denali State Park, which is on the route before you get to Denali National Park. And it's actually called the Denali View North Campground. It's really nothing more than a parking lot that you pay $20 a night to park in. That sounds a little expensive, but you see the pictures that I was able to take from that campground at sunrise on the following morning. I thought it was well worth it for the pictures that I was able to take, and just, being able to see that sunrise the next morning. The weather was absolutely perfect to photograph that sunrise. So that is at mile marker 162.6 on the Parks Highway. And that's where I was instead of Hatcher's Pass. I got there about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I spent the night there. By that afternoon, you could actually start to see what we thought was Denali. As it turned out, it wasn't Denali at all. But the next morning when I got up at sunrise, there was this whole new mountain there that wasn't there the day before. And that was Denali. And I got some great sunrise pictures at that particular state park. And so that may be something that you want to look into, because it's kind of at the halfway point, a little past halfway between Denali and Anchorage. It's an easy drive the next day on into Denali. So the Savage Alpine Trail, which is the one I hiked today, I think, from my research, is probably the best possibility of hiking a trail with a view, a very, very good view of Denali. Of course, You can only drive in so far, and even the shuttle buses only go until the rock slide at Pretty Rocks. That portion of the park's road and beyond is going to be closed for an indefinite period of time, it looks like. So if you got one day to spend, the Savage Alpine Trail is definitely a great choice. I was here in 2014 and did not get to see Denali at all. It was cloudy, it was foggy, it was rainy that 2 days that I was here. So I feel so blessed to have been able to see it on a day like today. I think I said earlier in the video, you don't get many days like this in Alaska, and you don't get hardly any days at all like this at Denali. You know, it's a real blessing to have weather like this today. And as I was coming back down the trail, the Holy Spirit said something to me, and he said, you know, if it hadn't been for those 2 days that you spent waiting for the rain to stop in Valdez, or that rainy day that you spent driving to Seward, you wouldn't have been here on this day at this moment in time and gotten to see this great view of the mountain. And so I had to agree with him. It's not a smart thing to disagree with the Holy Spirit, but it was obvious that what he was saying was true. So, you know, next time you feel impatient or you think things aren't happening as soon as that you want them to or they should, just remember there may be a reason for those interruptions and things like that, you know, because God works all things together for good to those who love him, to those who are called according to his purpose. So, you know, if you think that things aren't happening when they should, it may be that they're actually happening exactly when they should. This is about the first peak you'll see of Denali on this Savage Alpine Trail. Just to give you a little bit of a reference to the altitude, you can see we're just right at the edge of the tree line. So you don't have to walk far to see it, but I highly recommend walking farther than this, because it is well worth it. Here are some still photos that I took during the hike. I hope you enjoy them. Okay, folks, I've spent a lot of time talking to you about how it's not always rainbows and unicorns in Alaska. Well, today ain't one of those days. I'm at Denali National Park. In the distance over there, you can see Denali, the great one. And it's on Sunday. And it appears that Denali is looking up towards heaven and getting as high as he can. If you look, if you look right there, that's me. That's my shadow down there. Not really sure why people take video of things that are sitting still. Would have probably been better with the tripod, but hopefully it'll be pretty good. I left the trailhead at 5:30 and it's 7 o'clock now. My Garmin says that I have hiked 2.6 miles. Oh, by the way, this is the Savage Alpine Trail, which seems to be the very best one for getting a view of Denali, as you can see, when the weather's good. And the trail, as you can see, continues on down. Okay, it kind of tops this ridge and goes back down to that road. You can choose to hike down to the road, and then you can take the road back to where you started. I'm not going to do that because I'm not a big fan of walking on the road. They say you can catch a bus, but I'm not 100% sure of that, and I'm not sure what hours they run or how often they run. So I'm just going to walk back down the way I came. It's bound to be more scenic than walking on the road. Now, the trail does kind of top this ridge. It doesn't top it at the very top, okay? So if you choose to make your own trail, okay, so you can make your way, and it's kind of hard for me to see because I'm looking into the sun. You can make your way up to pretty close to there at the top. But honestly, it didn't really gain me any better view than what I've got right here. The angle just didn't increase enough. So I'm going to keep the camera on the mountain, not on myself. But I was here in 2014 and was here for like 2 days. It rained both days. It was cloudy both days. And I kind of felt like I had some unfinished business. I actually did pay $300 to take like a 30-minute plane ride and circle around the peak of it and come back. But you know, you just feel like you didn't finish the work if you didn't get to see the peak over there. And you can see it's really spectacular. I mean, it dwarfs most of these mountains around here. Some of them are close to the same height, but it just jumps out at you when you finally see it. So if you get a day like this, with weather like this, race to this trail and race to the top of the trail. Don't assume, well, I've got time to eat breakfast. It's going to be like this all day. You don't know that. And honestly, I skipped breakfast this morning. I've not had a bite to eat all day because I know what the weather can do. And I did not want to take a chance on missing this view. And I didn't want you to have to miss this view either. So I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to put some stills in the video because honestly, I think my stills are better than my video. So I will try to wrap this up when I get at the bottom, depending on how tired I am. And to kind of fill in the gaps between Hatcher's Pass and here, that's a whole nother story. Okay, I'm back down at the bottom of the trail now. It is 9 o'clock, July the 2nd, 2023. And looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cars in the parking lot. All this area right here is parking spaces. So at least on this day, people were late getting out of bed, it seems like. It is a Sunday. I don't know if that means much to as many people as it used to anymore. I hesitate to even say where I'm going next. I know it's in the direction of Fairbanks because that's the only direction left to go. I don't even know what's in between here in Fairbanks. I've not even looked at that portion of the park's highway. So I don't even know where you'll see me next, but hopefully you'll see me somewhere. Thanks again for all your patience. I hope that this video comes out well and is as big a blessing to you as it was to me seeing Denali and making the drive. And I hope that if you ever come to Alaska, that you will get a day in the park nice and sunny, just like I had today. As always, thank all of you for watching and your patience with me. God bless you, everyone, and vaya con Dios.